Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review of Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 2, called Whole Life for a Whole, oh, sorry, Whole Wife for a Whole Life. Okay, so we're gonna go and start off right where they started off. We get to Stasha. Okay, it's Stasha, it's not Stasia, it's not Stasia, it's Stasha. Stasha and Nate's wedding day. And I guess the gift, we're gonna go right through it because they be nervous and all that stuff before the wedding. What else is new? So I guess the gift that they got each other were both Polaroid cameras. So she's like, "Oh, I'm getting married to my match." Okay, yeah, your match. Was that your match when you seen him doing what he did to the stripper hole? Last episode, not calling the stripper a hole, but I mean, she was very following his directions. There's a word I want to say. I can't say the word because I can't put my tongue on it. But she was very going with the flow for whatever he said, talking about getting on your knees, open your mouth, and whipped cream all up in the mouth. But okay, yeah, you married your match. Okay, whatever. And of course, she gets her ring from JamesAllen.com. And it's easy as 1, 2, 3. Still this episode still sponsored. The whole season is sponsored by James Allen. So the ring was cute. I'll give her that. The ring was cute. I ain't gonna hate. And the mom gave her some wordful advice. I like the mom. Like just the mom whole dynamic. She seems sweet. She seems to the point, and I love that. Stasha looks just like her mama. Her sister seemed nice and sweet too. So I know some people feel some type of way about Stasha, but I do like her. Some people compared her to Mirla from the other season. No, she ain't no damn Mirla. Okay. My personal opinion, I like her way more than Mirla. I didn't really even like Mirla to begin with, but that's another conversation for another day. So yeah, I like Stasha so far from what I'm seeing on these last 2 episodes and whatnot. So we're gonna see how that goes. So we get to the wedding, and as soon as she's walking down, Nate sees her. He's happy with what he sees. It seems like Stasha's happy with what she sees from Nate. I mean, she confirms that a couple scenes later, but the officiant talks about from what the officiant says, what Nate's family says about him. The officiant says what Stasha's family says about her. So the only thing I put down in my notes was Nate's family wanted to let Stasha know that Nate is a freak in the sheets. So you couldn't just let her figure this out herself? Like, why is this needed to be put on the notes of something about Nate? And how y'all know that? Because he told y'all? Have any of y'all from his side that's sitting there had sex with Nate to know? No? Or you have? Because that was not necessary to put in there. Just like it was not necessary to put Alexis does vagina molds out of clay. There was no need. So, I mean, she just kind of looked like, okay, she gonna find out for herself, but she very judgmental. So we will see how that works out later on, because we did see the sneak peek of them, getting very comfortable with the lips. I don't know if they was in a shower or something. So we'll see how that works out. They let us know about Stasha that she be sleeping with her eyes open, and me and Nate was on the same page. Like, nah, bro, that's not gonna work out. Like, I can't do this. Sorry, if I'm waking up and then you just looking at me like this, and then but you sleeping, so you might be snoring a little bit, looking at me just like this. No, we can't do that. That's creepy to me. I'm already a paranoid person as it is. So ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be way like, just turning over and then you just looking at me like this, but you really sleeping. No. We're gonna need an eye mask over your face, because we're not doing that. But anywho, they kiss, they do lock lips, and they don't even get to them popping bubbly, they go straight to Alexis and Justin so they could take their wedding photos. The photos was nothing like, oh, I love, because, sometimes when couples take photos, I'm like, these photos look nice. I didn't feel that with Alexis and Justin. I just felt like, oh, okay, these are all right. These are cute photos, but nothing like, oh, immaculate to me. So Alexis let us know for the 15th billionth time that she been proposed to 3 times. We don't care. At this point, you let us know so many times the first episode, Alexis, we don't need to know. After this time you told us on episode 2, we do not need to know for the rest of the season. They didn't work out because of you. We get it. You the one who said no, blah, da, 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 whatever. Now you on Married at First Sight. So clearly there's something wrong with you too. Okay? So, okay, let bygones be bygones and just enjoy the marriage with Justin now. So, they having fun taking pictures and stuff. And the last thing I just put in this scene in my notes was her smile and laugh reminds me of one of my cousins, because they both have like wide, bright smiles and they both kind of like laugh for everything. So that she gives me, my cousin, shout out to my cousin Ruth, So that's who she be reminding me of. So we move back on to Nate and Stasha. So they popping bottles, talking, getting to know each other. And off rip, Nate is just like, so do you find me attractive? So she said, yeah. Obviously, he finds her attractive. He thinks she's pretty and beautiful. He told her that since the altar, and she said, you look handsome, but I guess he had to get confirmation that she feeling him too. At that point, you could have told her, like, okay, you very beautiful too. You could have said that, Nate, but he didn't, whatever. He felt like one time was enough at the altar. But, I know some people felt some type of way on Twitter that he was so direct with her, but I'm not really mad at it, because there's so many times on these seasons, people be like, oh, okay, you okay or whatever, but then the whole season you see they really not feeling that person. So I guess he's just trying to find out off rip so he's not wasting his time, she's not wasting her time type of thing. So I wasn't really that mad at it. I'm like, all right. She answered. She the one who be asking people their credit score on the first date. So at this point, it ain't nothing to be feeling some type of way about. So we get to Stasha and Nate. They take pictures. And Stasha seems like really, really, really happy. She said she hasn't been this happy in a long time. And I'm like, girl, it's only been 5 minutes. But, she getting all teary-eyed and stuff. And even in the previews next episode, she seems like she's still teary-eyed, talking about she thinks she found the one and stuff. I'm like, girl, please. This is like the first day. Can we give it to the honeymoon? Let us wait till you come back from the honeymoon to see if you still feel the same way. But okay, I'll let you get your little emotional feelings down because it's your wedding day. You got a husband now. I'll give you that, Stasha. But at the same time, like, you get a little too emotional for me. For someone who seemed so cutthroat in the beginning, talking about I'm a boss lady and stuff, you very giving me much, not pick me, but kind of like I'm a wife and like everything is checked off my checklist. And that's kind of the vibes you give me, Stasha. But we'll see how it goes for the rest of the season. Okay. Then we have Stasha and Nate. They dancing at the reception. Then we move on to Alexis and Justin dancing at the reception. Justin so damn tall, his head almost hitting the chandelier right above their head and whatever. And then Alexis trying to make some comment talking about, oh, she's straining her neck just to look up at him. Well, you know what, Alexis, you wanted a tall man, so you got one. So I don't want you complaining that you have to look up, because I could have sworn you said last episode that you need your man, tall, high, that you could look up at him, not like this or down here. Now, she may not have said that word for it. In fact, I know she probably didn't say that word for it. I'm just paraphrasing, but I felt like she said something to that gist or around of what I just said. So, you know what, Alexis, you wanted a tall man so damn bad. So you know what, you got one. Now you got to stick with it for the next 8 weeks, unless you want to get fined $50,000 or whatever the contract says for y'all this season. Okay, so I don't want to hear you trying to make it. You wanted this, now you got it. You made your bed, now you lie in it. Okay. So she mentions that to Justin, and Justin he's a sweetheart. He gonna go with whatever she say. So he crouches down to try to be level to level with her, but that was only for like 2 seconds because his knees probably buckling and whatnot. So he don't want to tip over and fall because he's all tall and uncomfortable with his stature, I guess. So just the fact that his knees don't buckle and he just falls out on the floor, he stands right back up because he can't crouch down for too long. Okay, Alexis, you're just gonna have to deal with it. So they talking while they dancing like how they usually do, And he lets her know like he hasn't kissed a girl in like 1.5 years, and that he's also been celibate for 1.5 years. So she's just like, "What? You are?" Like she's disgusted by that. And I'm glad someone made a mention of that on Twitter. Like he didn't say he was a virgin girl. He just said he's been celibate for 1.5 years. I don't see that as, oh, that's like terrible. Like, I'm trying to get it on and popping. She didn't say that, but that's the vibe she was given. So it's not even the fact that she was like, that's not even the part that pissed me off of this scene. It's the part that she had to be like, oh, he's celibate, y'all. She didn't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing, but I'm just like, really? I mean, granted, this is television. Okay, this is broadcasted. All of America's seeing this right now, and all of others from different countries could see this too. So, I mean, granted, we all know, what I'm saying? But at the same time, you really didn't have to say it all out loud for people to hear. Like, oh, girl, he's celibate. You're not just telling your girls, you're telling everybody who's there who can hear you that homeboy is celibate. I mean, not that's, she's saying as if it's, like, I don't know. It just gives me like the mean girl vibes, like, girl, he never had sex. Oh my gosh. And it's like, why is that? Because he hasn't had sex for 1.5 years? Okay, so have you been, out in these streets, dipping and doing it and having sex with how many people in the past 1.5 years? What's your body count just for the past 1.5 years, Alexis? Why don't you tell us that? Okay, because I didn't really see the point for you being like kikiing with your friends, even though you're telling the whole damn wedding party that homeboy's been celibate for 1.5 years. I didn't feel that like that was something to be like, oh my gosh, some big whoop. It's 1.5 years. People been COVID, COVID, you know what I'm saying? 2020, people been locked up in the house. So, I mean, are we really feeling some type of way? Homeboy trying to be safe out in these streets? That he personally chose celibacy? That makes me look at you some type of way, Alexis. I want to know what you've been doing the past 1.5 years. I'm just saying. So, yeah, she let everybody know he's celibate and whatever. We get to Lindy. She goes wedding shopping, and the dress she chooses is not my personal favorite for her. I personally like the best dress that she put on. But I mean, if she likes it, I love it. It just wouldn't be the dress I would have chosen for her. But I don't even know the girl. Okay, I don't. But I just felt like the first dress looked the best on her, in my personal opinion. We get Miguel. He goes to Tuxedo Shopping. And the suit he chooses is nice. Given very much prom dance, like someone said on Twitter. But I mean, it's nice. Yeah, I guess. Then we move on to Morgan. She goes dress shopping. And I love the dress she chose. It was gorgeous. And with the sparkly veil, I literally put in my comments, I'm like, OMG, exclamation point. Because for me, I love anything. Well, not anything. Okay, no. But I love me some sparkle. So seeing the sparkly dress with the sparkly veil, I was like, this is so beautiful, because like my wedding dress didn't have the sparkle. I had to put the sparkle belt on it, but it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. I loved it. But okay, we get to Ben. He goes tuxedo shopping, and he talking about he looking for someone with his mom's personality. Ben, I'm gonna tell you right now, you might as well just date your mom. Like, you don't even need to be on the show. Why don't you just keep going on like dates with your mom and just be technically single, but your mother is your companion? Why don't we do that? I don't understand why people always want to date someone like their mother or their father. It's something to have the same aesthetics, if you want to say, as far as like respectful and stuff, but to the point you're saying everything that's exactly your mom or your dad. To me, that's a little weird. I don't want to date my daddy. He too strict. He too, this is my way or the highway type of guy. I don't need someone like that. I don't want to, even if I was a guy, and as far as my mom, my mama too bougie for me, sometimes, even as a daughter, my mama too bougie out in these streets. I don't need nobody like that, I just need someone in the middle. And, I'm a little bougie myself because of my mom, but my husband, he's so simple. And, we can, spark up the life too, but sometimes simplicity is key. So Ben, just date your mama, okay? You do not need to be on the show. what you had got in the next few scenes we're gonna talk about, that should have been a sign that you shouldn't be on this show. But okay. So this tux he chooses is nice and classic, with the white top, black pants, and they make a joke right before commercial. I didn't catch exactly what was going on, and I didn't want to rewind it because I don't got time for that. But he made a joke about his suit because I guess the friends was like, "Oh, that's the one, she's the one." So I don't know if they were talking about his suit or his wife to be being the one for him. But then he made a joke of, with the exception of his mom. Like literally, as the screen was going black before it went to commercial, he was like, except for my mom. So Ben, so when are we gonna tell Married at First Sight that, your mom is the only woman for you? Does your mom feel the same way? I be wondering. Does your mama feel the same way, or is your mom like, Ben, please go get a wife because I cannot deal with you. I need to live my own life, go out with my friends, my age, talk to men my age, go somewhere else. I don't need to be around you. Does your mom, or is your mom like, yes, we're the best of friends? I need to know what she think about you. So we're gonna find out, hopefully if y'all have a wedding, because the way this episode look like, it don't seem promising. It really don't seem promising. Um, so we move on. We get to Kristen. She goes dress shopping, and the dress she chooses is nice, cute, simple, rustic. And I just put she got big boobs. She got big boobies. But it looks good though. I like it. And then we get to Mitch. He goes tux shopping, and the tux he chooses is, I was gonna say beautiful, very nice, very classic, very sleek. In my personal opinion, that suit that Mitch chose was the best suit thus far. I think that's all of them actually. The best suit of season 15 of Married at First Sight for the men. Best suit. It just looked very nice on him, and he fitted it well, and it just matched. It looked great. It looked great. So I'll give you that, Mitch. You acting like a Kevin in the rest of this episode, but I'll give you that. You were the best dressed male on Married at First Sight for season 15. So after that whole scene, we get a scene of Dr. Pepper zooming Morgan. So when I seen this, I'm like, usually we don't see this on the first couple of episodes. So I'm like, what's going on? Something doesn't happen. When I seen that zoom, I'm like, okay, something definitely doesn't happen. So come to find out, homeboy Ben got COVID-19, and I laughed because someone on Twitter put, did he give everybody in the tuxedo shop COVID? They better all get tested. Listen, you not lying, because nobody was wearing a mask in that damn tuxedo shop. Nobody. I don't even think the producers were wearing masks. So everybody better check themselves just to be safe rather than sorry. But Dr. Pepper lets Morgan know. Morgan's obviously upset. Dr. Pepper lets her know that, unfortunately, because homeboy got COVID, the wedding gonna be postponed a little bit. So that means that the honeymoon gonna be cut short a little bit. I mean, at least she's still going on honeymoon. It sucks that they can't prolong it, but that's unfortunate. So does that mean that their 8 weeks is gonna be 7 weeks and certain amount of days? Because if that's the case, that sucks too. So I mean, then again, some people's decision date has been prolonged because of COVID season 11. Hello, so that's unfortunate. Morgan upset, but then she makes mention like, oh, is he just lying about having COVID and getting cold feet? Okay, Morgan, listen, I don't think it's to that extreme. Okay, I really don't think it's to that extreme that he lied about getting COVID. I'm pretty sure he had to show some type of proof he got COVID. You know, I don't think it's to that extreme. Morgan, relax, okay, please. Um, so yeah, so then we move on to the rest of the couples except for Morgan and Ben. They do the little video diaries on their on the morning of their wedding that they're excited, nervous, whatever they say. I don't write it down because it's like it's the same shit, different season. So we get to Mindy and Miguel. They're next to be married, and Miguel has the groomswoman, and I thought that was pretty cool because technically my sister-in-law, which is my husband's sister, he wanted her to be a part of his groomsmen. So technically a groomswoman. And she was like excited, like, yeah, I could wear a suit and everything. But, both of our parents on both sides are very traditional. So it's like they didn't really feel all that, with her wearing a suit and stuff to the wedding and stuff. So it's like it didn't happen. But, I would have thought that was cool. I would have thought that was cool personally. But whatever, it is what it is. And Miguel lets us know that he hopes his wife likes Dungeons and Dragons. Miguel, I don't understand why you just didn't date somebody from your Dungeons and Dragons community. I'm pretty sure all the girls that be playing Dungeons and Dragons, they're all not taken. There's probably some single people in your community. You just gotta look for it. You just gotta look for it. You could have just found someone in your community and y'all could have been Dungeons and Dragons, couple freaks. Not calling you guys like a freak, but like, into that type of thing. Me personally, I'm not. I had a coworker at my former job. He was all into it. He always played on Thursday nights with his friends and stuff. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I saw the pictures on Facebook and stuff of him dressed up. That's cool. Yeah, this is cool. Not for me. But yeah, you should have just found someone in your community, Miguel. But we will see how this works out for you. We'll see how this works out for you with Lindy. So Lindy asks her brother if he can walk her down the aisle because their father doesn't agree with this whole scenario situation. So he doesn't support it. He not even at the wedding to be there. But her mama showed up, so that's cool. I think her parents divorced, I believe. So she asks him. He says yes, of course. And Lindy gets her ring from JamesAllen.com and as easy as 1, 2, 3. But she didn't make no mention of like, oh, it's a James Allen. They try to make it seem like, oh, he went to Jared. He got it from Case. No, babe. James Allen, okay? We didn't know about James Allen before until like last season, the end of the season. So there's that. Whatever. Anyway, we get to the wedding and they have a big hug. And I thought that was cute. It was like a nice long hug. When the officiant is saying the stuff about Lindy, was it a female? I believe it was a female. She lets Miguel know Lindy's a doctor and, she does physical therapy. And then, of course, some of his family was like, oh my gosh, because he's a doctor too. They didn't say that, but that's just the reaction that the groomswoman was doing. So then when they were talking about Miguel, come to find out he's a doctor too. And he specializes in neuroscience. So we got 2 doctors, 2 great incomes. And that's probably the only reason Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal matched those 2. I'm going to give you a few seconds to let that sink in. They were matched because they're both doctors. Justin and Alexis were matched because Justin is tall and Alexis wanted a tall man. We're going to see Kristen and Mitch were matched because Kristen doesn't mind a bald man and Mitch is a bald man. Stasha and Nate, they were matched because they're both go-getters, so to speak. And then Morgan and Ben, they're both matched because they both work out. I cracked the case, guys. That's literally the only reason these people were matched. Anything else they say, it's just blah, blah, blah. He says, she say to make it sound good on paper and to the camera, to the TV, to America. But that's really why these 5 are matched, okay? As simple as that. Literally. But anywho, I forgot where I left off at. Oh, yeah. So they get through the ceremony and whatnot. They both say, I do. I think she said, oh, I'm ready for this. Something like that. I don't know. Okay, I don't be writing down word for word what these people say. I just get a gist of what is going on and then write down my little synopsis, my summary of what done happened. So they kissed and they kissed for a while. A while. I was low-key here for it. I was like, okay. All right. This was the most believable kiss I've seen on Married at First Sight thus yet. Like, it wasn't like, shy kiss for a meeting for the first time. It was like as if y'all knew each other and like y'all was really getting married for real, for real. So after the whole wedding, Lindy and Miguel, they go in the back and they clean glasses and they talk. And Miguel immediately teaches her Dungeons and Dragons. He had the little ball with the numbers or whatever it is off rip in his pocket or something, and he's trying to teach her about Dungeons and Dragons. Lindy thinks it's cute. I would have thought, like, bro, why we starting this right now? You could have taught me this or showed me this in like the hotel room that night or something. Like, we have to talk about it right now. Is that necessary, Miguel? No, we didn't have to do all that. She found it cute, think that, he's a little nerdy and stuff, but I just thought, like, bro, not the time right now. Wrong place, wrong time, bro. Like, nah, bro, cut it out, cut it out. So Miguel then says he's a drug dealer and he sells pharmaceuticals because of his job, but he can be remote and go wherever because I guess Lindy talking about she want to travel and shit. And so I guess it's like, oh, it's just a great match because, our work aligns, just like Nate and Stasha, because they both work remotely. Okay, literally how it always is. Y'all find any little thing that you guys have in common or that correlates with each other, and it's like, oh, this is going to work out great. And then little do we know, as time goes on, you guys see that you guys are not a perfect match and that it ain't going to work out for nothing. Okay, so after that, we get Mitch and Kristen. They're the next to get married. And Mitch coming in the hotel or whatever that thing was where they're going to be getting ready for the wedding. He got bandages on his head and stuff. I'm like, what the hell happened to his damn head? So, of course, he lets us know, well, when his hairstylist comes in and asks him what the hell went on. I guess her surfboard hit him in the head. Okay. Coincidentally, right before your wedding day, your surfboard causes you an injury on your head. I mean, I don't know if you get injuries that much, but it's just very coincidence that this happens right before the wedding. And you've been surfing for I don't know how long. Whatever. So, Mitch, aka BITCH, goes into Kevin mode when he doesn't like the little trim on the beard that the hairstylist gives him. He goes, looks at it, and he's just like, oh, I don't like it this short. It's like, it's never really this. I don't like it like this. If you were going to be very picky about your beard and stuff, Mitch, maybe you should have done your beard by yourself. Maybe you should have got it done yourself. Or if you have a hairstylist, why don't you bring them to come do it for you? So he gets into all Kevin mode, feeling some type of way. His friends are trying to reassure him, like, no, it looks nice, bro. It looks nice. And he's like, no, don't try to reassure me because that's just going to piss me off. He didn't do all those theatrics. I'm just being dramatic for the camera. But that's literally kind of how his tone was. Like, you're going to piss me off. Do not try to reassure me right now. Mitch, get over. It's a freaking trimmed haircut. You look fine. What the hell is the issue? Like, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. It's not that serious. It's really not that serious. You complain about empty freaking cups in a restaurant. Are you complaining that your beard was trimmed a little bit too short? Did you even pay for this hairstylist? Because if you didn't, I don't want to hear it. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, please. So then he gets a little antsy. He goes to commercial for dramatic effect. Comes back from commercial for dramatic effect. They try to put on this damn bow tie. He getting antsy because they don't know how to tie a bow tie. And I'm just like, oh my goodness gracious. Of course, this is what we doing. This is what we doing. And I mean, granted, the bow tie, the little bow that they was able to tie on his bow tie thing, that thing looked like trash. That was crooked. The person did the best of their capability. Can I tie a bow tie? I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. And that's me being real. Mine's probably will look worse. But I'm just saying, it, it just didn't look nice. You should have asked a producer or something. Can you tie a bow tie and tie this for me or something? I'll pay you $5, something. But it didn't look good. But he goes through with it. He goes up there with a crooked bow tie, and I think someone fixed it in another scene, so that's cool. But we get to Kristen and her little dumbass because she waited to face interaction with her father to let him know that she's getting married at first sight and the wedding's today. So he shows up. She sits him down and explains everything. And her dad thinks she's insane, which she is. Dad, yes, Dad, you're very yes, she's insane. And he doesn't know if he will be able to walk her down the aisle. And that's where the episode ends. And you know what? I don't blame you, Dad, because she's crazy. Because she wants to make excuses. Oh, it's better if I tell him face to face than over the phone. Well, you know what, Kristen? It would have been great if you gave him a heads up instead of telling him the day of. Like, he's not even formally dressed for the occasion. He knew to dress nice, but he didn't know to dress in a whole damn tux. Okay? Kristen, please, you can make all the excuses you want in the world, but I know for damn sure you ain't about to call me you like, okay, he knew about cameras being there, but you ain't about to call me saying dress nice and then come to find out it's for your damn wedding that day, and I'm just finding out about it that day. No, not even that day. Literally maybe an hour, 2 tops before the wedding. As your father. No. She can make any excuse she wanted but book what she said on after party last week, what she did. No. At the end of the day, you would have been better off just letting him know off rip. So then that way it would have been less awkward the day of. But because, knowing how this damn show goes, he probably won't say yes and walk her down the aisle anyway. But at the same time, it was just like, y'all did this just to create an extra 20 minutes of our time, when you could have had at least 3 weddings in this damn episode. Clearly, you could have really had all 5 weddings in the first episode, but they like to drag everything. So we didn't even get through all the weddings this second episode. We better get through all the weddings next episode, okay? Married at First Sight. It's ridiculous that we got to get through freaking 7 hours of this damn show just to get through 5 weddings that could really be done within a span of 30 minutes, to be honest with you. But, Married at First Sight, producer going to keep doing what they doing. This is nothing new. This is not the first season they did it, so whatever, because we still watching. I mean, I'm still watching, so I just complain just to complain because I'm still going to watch. But still, it's unnecessary. We could be in the honeymoons right now. But, Married at First Sight producers want to play. Whatever. Okay, that's where the episode ends. We're going to see what happened next week. And hopefully Ben, we seen a preview of Ben in the damn house all hot with his shirt off. Yeah, because he don't put no AC on, so I can only imagine what that's doing for him and his COVID situation going on over there. But, hopefully we'll get to see their wedding. Because, Married at First Sight be playing. But anywho, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe and let me know what you thought. And what do you think about this, Morgan? Mainly, I want to know what you think about, not even Morgan, no, Kristen. And her telling her daddy the day of the wedding, hours before the wedding, that she getting married and he gonna walk her down the aisle, hopefully. If you was a daddy, would you do it? I wouldn't. Unless they're gonna give me a check, though. I might. I might do it, for the check. But if it ain't no check, no. I love you, but no. But I'll see you guys next week. Bye.